Huawei decided to rebrand its P-series smartphones this year. The Huawei P-series became the Huawei Pura series. So instead of the Huawei P70 series, Huawei launched the Huawei Pura 70 series. Having said that, the Huawei Pura 70 Ultra is the most powerful smartphone in that series, and this is our review of that device. The Huawei Pura 70 Ultra is also Huawei's new flagship smartphone. That phone did arrive in a global variant too, and that's the model that we're reviewing, just to be perfectly clear. As I spoiled in the intro, this phone offers a great in-hand feel. It's made out of metal, aluminum, and vegan leather, aka eco-leather. I always welcome eco-leather on smartphones, especially large ones. The in-hand feel is outstanding. It's very comfortable to use, and it actually doesn't seem as large due to the way it's built. One thing to note is that it's quite top-heavy, which is not surprising considering its camera setup. The front and back sides are proportional and nicely curved. The display also has that curved feel on all sides, even though it seems to be like only the glass on top of the display is curved. The Huawei Pura 70 Ultra has a very, very nice display. It includes a 6.8-inch 2844 by 1260 LTPO OLED panel. That display has an adaptive refresh rate. It can move from 1 to 120 Hz in order to save battery. A 300 Hz touch sampling rate is a part of the package too. This panel also supports HDR content, and the peak brightness is technically at around 2,500 nits. Huawei calls this panel the Huawei X True display. A 1440 Hz PWM dimming is also a part of the package in case you were wondering. The screen-to-body ratio is at around 89% in case you were wondering. The display is protected by Kunlun glass, basalt tempered. This is a new version of an already extremely durable Kunlun glass, which has proven its worth on previous Huawei phones. The display itself is flat, but the glass on top of it is curved on all sides. That makes for a very samhoot usage of the display itself. What about the performance? Well, this is technically a mid-range chip based on its performance. It's in the same ballpark as really good mid-range chips from Qualcomm and MediaTek. That's not necessarily a bad thing, as it performs really well, but just keep in mind it's not on the same level as the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 or anything like that. The Huawei Pura 70 Ultra has a 5,200 mAh battery on the inside. If you're worried about battery life, there's really no need to be. The device provides great battery life. Not once were I forced to charge it during the day or anything like that. With my regular usage, boosted by testing the device, I was comfortable getting over 6 hours of screen-on time with plenty left in the tank. When I pushed it a bit more, it crossed the 7-hour screen-on time mark and still had almost 20% left in the tank. That happened several times. I had no problems with battery life whatsoever. The only thing that I didn't do on those days was play games. But with plenty of camera use and everything, it did an admirable job.